So as you can see, a lot of exciting things are happening at our home event, and now I'm in the very good company of Alexander Sims, a Formula E driver. Alexander, in your expert opinion, what do you think? What are your first impressions of our Mitsu-Bachi F110e car?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm too much of an expert, but yeah, obviously got some experience of Formula E race cars. But no, it looks a really nice, I guess, entry-level electric racing car. Now I've seen the cars out on track, and they're going good speeds, and they look exciting. Yeah, I think the next step would be to drive one myself. It would be the best situation.
Before we had ERA, if you wanted to pursue a career in electric racing, it was like karting and then nothing until either Formula E or more recently ETCR. How much did we need in motorsports a championship like this?
Well, I think it's really important to be able to have that bridging step, as you say. You know, electric go-karts are really becoming more popular. You can do it in many local towns and cities. You know, you can go and do rental karting, which is electric, but as you say, you know, then the step is just completely unrealistic to go from that to a professional series like Formula E. And so to allow drivers to get a bit of experience with the nuances and the special things about an electric race car is really useful, I think. And you know, these cars look fun to drive full stop, whether it's electric or combustion engine. You know, they're going round. It's nice and quiet environment to be here in the paddock, and yet you can still go fast and have fun on track. So really, really good from my opinion.
Now we have Formula E, Extreme E, ERA, WRC has gone hybrid, BTCC the same, Rallycross has gone electric. We can really say that electrification is unstoppable. How do you see the future of motorsports?
Yeah, I think it's really just going in one direction, isn't it? As the cars on the road also are going in the same direction, and electrification brings so many benefits. And interestingly, I think people are starting to learn that it's not just environmental. You know, electrification brings actually an added experience. You know, they're very often a lot more fun to drive. The road cars are normally more powerful for the same type of car to the internal combustion engine equivalent. And yeah, you know, battery technology, motors, they're all improving so much at the moment that the capabilities are just becoming more and more. And you know, those limitations that were there in the early days with electric cars are starting to just fall away completely. So yeah, it's awesome to see something like the ERA getting off the ground. To see all these race cars here in the flesh is really nice. And yeah, in my head, I get excited because not only do we see what's here today, but I've seen the change over the last 10 years, and now I think what could happen, you know, in the next 5-10 years as well. It's really an exciting time.
And isn't it also very exciting that when Formula E started, perhaps some of the drivers ended up in Formula E, but that was not the aim. Here we have a new generation of drivers that for them to go electric is the aspiration. They want to pursue right from the start a career in electric racing. And I think that's something that you kind of feel very proud of, because you have been so vocal about electric racing and electric mobility.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the kids of today, there's a real prospect in, depending on where they live in the world, obviously, but in some countries, they're unlikely to ever drive an internal combustion engine car on the road. So why would they necessarily want to drive one on the racetrack? You know, it's not relevant to them and their upbringing. So yeah, I think it's a natural step for electric racing to be here. Yeah, it's always complicated in motorsport because, you know, there are obviously various things that impact a championship happening, whether it's financial or sporting, or you know, which paddock you're a part of, which championship you support, things like that. But yeah, it's just becoming more and more relevant for those young drivers to have an electric racing option, I think.
I think part of your plan, or part of what you have very kindly agreed to do today with us, is you're gonna sit down at some point with our drivers, have a chat with them. Do you feel like there is some specific advice you can give them on how to make the most out of an electric single-seater?
Well, I mean, honestly, at this stage, you know, it would just be general chat about where they are in their careers. a little bit, yeah, about general racing with electric cars. But as with every racing series, it's so important to understand the fine details about that car that you're driving specifically. There are general racing, I guess, approaches in terms of how to find lap time and what you can do as a driver to be fast. But yeah, it'd just be great to sit down, get to know a few of them, see if I can help in any way. You know, just would be nice to get involved in it a bit.
And I'm gonna fish for some exclusive news. I'm gonna try. You have recently announced that you will be leaving Formula E at the end of this season, where I am sure you will be missed. You were keeping an eye on ETCR session before. Could that be part of your future plans?
I honestly don't know. I have a free weekend, and as you say, you know, I made the decision a few weeks ago that Formula E was not for me anymore, mainly from a sporting point of view. And so I thought, you know, I'm really good friends with Nicky Katzberg. I shared many endurance races with him. And so I thought I'd come down to support him, but at the same time, yeah, get a feeling for the ETCR racing, see the ERA Championship cars out in action, and just get a feeling for it all.
Whenever you have another free weekend, we will be very happy to have you again. And get some of your advice.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
no problem
Alexander.
at all. Thank you.